Welcome to Lechem Arlberg, a stunning winter paradise nestled in the Austrian Alps. A solitary figure in red navigates the snowy streets, beginning our peaceful walking tour. The damp asphalt road stretches forward, flanked by thick blankets of pristine white snow. Traditional wooden chalets stand tall against the grey sky, embodying classic alpine charm. From a wooden fence, the view opens up to a valley of snow-covered houses. The camera pans across the village, revealing a cluster of beautifully preserved alpine buildings. A white car sits parked outside a large wooden house, waiting for its owner. Continuing down the road, we pass more chalets that define this quiet mountain retreat. The white car remains a still point in this landscape of wood and snow. As the road curves, larger structures emerge from the winter mist, inviting further exploration. Looking down from an elevated path, the village houses appear like a miniature world. More homes are nestled into the landscape, each one a cozy refuge from the cold. A narrow snowy path leads us deeper into the heart of this alpine cluster. Houses cling to the hillside, almost buried under the weight of the deep snow. A car glides past a large white and brown building, heading towards the center. A blue dead-end sign marks the edge of a field bordering the village. Moving across a flat snowy expanse, a bright yellow building catches the eye ahead. This large wooden house with its yellow base stands out against the white backdrop. A red and black marker pole stands sentinel in the middle of a field. The snowy track guides us towards another group of traditional buildings in the distance. A modern wooden house with a sleek black balcony offers a contemporary alpine look. Passing close to this modern structure, we see the blend of old and new. The journey continues through an open, snowy area, heading towards more distant village homes. A narrow path winds between wooden and white buildings, creating a sense of intimacy. Walking past several similar wooden houses, the quiet atmosphere of the village is palpable. A simple wooden garage structure appears on the right, practical for the harsh winters. Two identical modern wooden houses stand side by side, mirroring each other in snow. Moving between these two structures, we appreciate the clean lines of modern alpine design. Looking up the snowy path, a large white building dominates the view ahead. The Schmelzow Hotel comes into full view, a prominent landmark in this snowy village. A green bin stands near the entrance, a small detail in the hotel surroundings. The path continues along the side of the hotel, revealing more of its architecture. A sign for the Hotel Austria garage is visible, indicating nearby guest facilities. Turning a corner past the garage, the village center feels closer with every step. A person in dark clothing stands near the Hotel Austria, perhaps waiting for someone. A black car drives past a pedestrian, the wet pavement reflecting the winter light. A small rustic wooden hut with a snow-covered roof adds a touch of history. From across a snowy intersection, the Schmelzow Hotel stands as a grand winter host. Panning past the rustic hut, we see more buildings that make up this village. Two people walk along the wet road, their footsteps muffled by the surrounding snow. The camera moves through a snowy area, approaching another large and welcoming hotel building. A tall wooden sculpture stands in the snow, a unique piece of alpine art. This sculpture features a peace symbol at the top, a quiet message in snow. The base is wrapped in bands with text, perhaps sharing a story or dedication. A small wooden shed sits in deep snow, a humble neighbor to larger buildings. A circular glass structure surrounds another sculpture, protecting it from the winter elements. Panning around this glass structure, we see the care taken to preserve local art. The large hotel building behind it provides a grand backdrop to these artistic details. Another wooden sculpture, resembling a bare tree, stands as a symbol of winter life. The camera pans around this tree-like sculpture, highlighting its intricate and natural form. The hotel and its snowy surroundings create a scene of perfect winter tranquility. A large dark wooden building stands in a flat snowy area, looking very sturdy. A skier glides past a modern building, taking advantage of the fresh alpine air. Looking across a small river, we see traditional wooden houses lining the opposite bank. The river flows through the village, a constant presence in this changing winter landscape. A yellow and blue safety net runs along the path, protecting those who pass. Moving along the path next to a building with large windows, light spills out. The small river continues its journey, its banks heavily laden with fresh white snow. The Heldenhof Hotel stands proudly by the river, its white facade reflecting the light. Two people walk along the snowy riverside path, enjoying the quiet beauty of Lech. A wooden playground structure sits near the houses, its roof capped with thick snow. Panning past the playground, we head back towards the main road of the village. Several people walk along the riverside path, a popular route for locals and tourists. A person walks past a small wooden hut, perhaps a storage space for winter. The river remains our guide, showing us the houses that line the opposite bank. A small bridge spans the river, connecting different parts of this charming alpine village. Panning across the river, the surrounding snowy landscape feels vast and incredibly peaceful. A red bench sits on the snowy path, a lonely spot for winter contemplation. Two people cross the small bridge, their figures small against the grand alpine scenery. The river flows under a covered wooden bridge, a classic feature of alpine architecture. A black car crosses a bridge, its tires splashing on the wet winter road. Panning across the river, we see more traditional houses that define the village character. A white house with green shutters stands next to a bridge, looking very picturesque. Moving across a bridge, a large pink building comes into view, adding some color. A red car turns a corner in front of the historic Gasthof Post building. A person with a dog walks past the Gasthof Post, a typical village scene. People walk along the wet road in the village center, the heart of Lech. A large dark wooden house stands in a field, its roof heavy with snow. Panning around this dark house, we see its traditional construction and sturdy alpine design. A black car drives past, its dark color contrasting with the bright white snow. A green sign points towards Zug and Lech, guiding visitors through the mountain passes. A horse-drawn carriage waits in a square, a nostalgic way to see the village. A young girl in a pink jacket plays with snow in the stone fountain. The horse-drawn carriage begins its journey, the sound of hooves echoing on the road. Moving along the riverside path, we pass the carriage as it carries its passengers. The river flows steadily through the village, with people walking along its snowy banks. The carriage moves past a covered wooden bridge, a scene from a winter postcard. Walking along a wet road, we pass a long wooden building with many windows. The village church spire rises in the distance, a landmark for all who visit. Panning across the river, more village buildings appear, each with its own unique charm. A street corner reveals more traditional alpine houses, their balconies decorated for the season. The road leads towards another covered wooden bridge, a gateway to the village center. The covered bridge and the Gasthof Post building create a classic alpine village view. Moving along the riverbank, we leave the covered bridge behind and continue on. Several large hotel buildings are visible across the water, ready to welcome winter guests. In the distance, the horse-drawn carriage crosses a bridge, completing its scenic village loop. A red banner with the text Blender Orf hangs from a building, catching attention. Panning across the river one last time, the village of Lech remains perfectly still. The covered wooden bridge stands as a timeless gateway to the village. Panning along the river reveals the majestic mountains framing the valley. Hotel Pfefferkorn sits prominently by the water, welcoming weary winter travelers. The camera glides across the rushing stream towards the hotel facade. A local resident enjoys a quiet walk with their dog nearby. A small wooden hut on stilts adds charm to the landscape. Traditional alpine buildings line the riverbank, creating a picturesque winter scene. A white van navigates the narrow road on the opposite bank. Pedestrians stroll along the snowy paths, soaking in the crisp air. The camera captures the diverse architecture that defines this mountain resort. Groups of visitors walk together, their footsteps muffled by the deep snow. The river remains the central artery of this peaceful Austrian village. The Sonnenterrasse building stands out with its dark and sturdy wooden frame. Two blue buses wait near the water to transport eager skiers. The camera follows the river as it flows past the transport. A lone figure walks towards the iconic church spire in distance. A white golf buggy is parked outside the prestigious Arlberg Hotel. Skis are lined up at the entrance, ready for the slopes. A white yurt provides a unique outdoor space in the snow. Multiple bridges connect the two sides of the bustling village center. A black car passes the Strolls building on the damp street. The camera pans across the water to highlight the local businesses. People cross the central bridge, moving between shops and luxury hotels. A green car with a red flag is parked nearby. Several vehicles are neatly lined up along the snow-packed path. The walk continues towards another bridge as the village atmosphere deepens. The Arlberg Clubhouse stands as a hub for local socializing. The camera captures the clubhouse alongside the flowing mountain river. The church spire remains a constant landmark against the cloudy sky. Various hotels and shops offer a warm refuge from the cold. Visitors continue their steady pace along the scenic riverside walkway. The Arlberg Clubhouse looks particularly inviting from across the water. A bridge connects the path to the heart of the village. Red banners flutter in the wind, adding a splash of color. Skiers carry their equipment past a no-entry sign on path. Hotel Tambourgehof sits elegantly by the river, steeped in local tradition. The camera pans across the clear water towards the hotel entrance. Guests enjoy the outdoor seating, braving the winter chill for views. The village landscape is dominated by these grand and historic hotels. People cross the bridge, heading towards the famous Hotel Krone. A figure in dark clothing stands quietly near the river bank. Hotel Krone stands as a testament to alpine luxury and hospitality. Skiers gather near the slopes, checking their gear for the descent. The mountain comes alive as numerous skiers glide down the runs. The camera captures the scale of the slopes and surrounding chalets. At the base, people prepare for another run on the mountains. The Hotel Krone and Pfefferkorn buildings stand side by side. The camera pans across the river, showcasing the village skyline. The snowy path remains busy, with people enjoying the winter day. A person in a red suit passes the local ski school. Children gather at the school, learning the basics of the sport. A queue forms at the lift station, everyone eager for height. Skiers move efficiently around the base of the main ski lift. The camera captures the vibrant energy of the central ski area. A large building with many windows overlooks the snowy village field. Skiers navigate the path leading away from the ski school building. The camera follows the river back towards the Hotel Krone area. The riverside path offers a peaceful alternative to the busy streets. A group of skiers stands together, planning their next mountain route. Hotel Tambourgehof remains a striking sight from the opposite river bank. People with skis over their shoulders walk through the village center. The camera continues to pan, revealing more of the hotel district. The outdoor terrace of the Tambourgehof is a popular meeting spot. The camera turns back towards the Pfefferkorn building across the water. A photographer captures the beauty of the village near the bridge. The outdoor bar area is filled with people enjoying the atmosphere. The walk continues uphill on a wet road towards the church. A blue car drives past the historic Hotel Krone building. The camera moves steadily along the road, passing more traditional chalets. The view looking up the street highlights the village church spire. The camera approaches the church, which serves as a spiritual center. The church and its surroundings are blanketed in a layer of snow. A signpost points the way to the church and ski garden. An elevated position offers a stunning panoramic view of the village. The camera pans across the valley, showing the lifts in action. From this height, the Hotel Krone looks even more impressive. The layout of the village is clearly visible from this vantage. The elevated path provides a quiet space to overlook the rooftops. A large snowy field sits between the traditional and modern buildings. The camera moves through the snow towards a cluster of houses. The surrounding mountains stand as silent guardians over the peaceful village. The path leads towards a group of well-maintained alpine buildings. A large white building with a red flag catches the eye. The camera pans past the building, returning towards the main road. Several cars are parked along the slushy street in the village. The walk continues past the vehicles, showing the daily village life. The street is lined with a mix of residential and commercial. A grey car drives slowly past pedestrians on the snowy pavement. A white building serves as a backdrop for several parked cars. A windsock blows near the ski area, indicating the mountain breeze. A red bench sits empty in the snow, waiting for spring. The camera pans around a yellow building in the open field. A simple purple line marks the beginning of the final credits. The screen acknowledges the work of the editor, Mark in post. A QR code offers a way to support the content creator. The message to enjoy life serves as a final positive note. The name Mark appears one last time as the video ends.